Hello, hello! Welcome to my first series here on YouTube, and it is Real Talk Over Tea. I might edit something in fancy right here, and if I don't, then I'm sure the singing was enough. So Real Talk Over Tea is where we have real conversations, real talk, real chats over a cup of tea. Or if you want coffee, then that's your preference, but mine is tea. And then also, not only are we having it over a cup of tea, but we are having it instead of spilling the tea, instead of gossiping, instead of bringing people down, because that's not what we do here. So we're just gonna have a real conversation, mother to mother, because today is about mothers, and what I've learned about it so far, because it was not what I was expecting. I have one child, her name is Arrow, and she's almost 4 years old. So I'm almost 4 years deep into being a mother. And nothing could have fully prepared me for what was to come. I've got some bullet points that I want to talk about, because there's just so much in being a mom that if I didn't take notes, I would just be talking for hours and hours. And I don't have the time, and nor does my battery life. So before becoming a mom, I had so many expectations. Some were true and some were completely unrealistic. So it's time I set the record straight. I'm going to give also a disclaimer. This is based on my personal experience with my child. Everyone is going to have a different experience because we are different people living different lives, raising different human beings. So the first point I want to make, it really speaks to me because I have a self-proclaimed title of the research queen. I research everything. I just like to know facts. So the first bullet point that I want to say is that you will never be fully prepared to become a mother. No matter how much advice you get, how much research you do, how much planning you try to do, nothing will fully prepare you for motherhood. And a lot of the times it can seem like we have things going to plan, because maybe they are that day or that moment, but a lot of the times, especially us first-time moms, if you're a first-time mom, hello, we're kind of just figuring it out as we go, and somehow that's enough. So my second point is going to be about the myth of having it all together. I'm going to tell you right now, there is no mom out there in this world that has it all together. Perfection is a lie. The devil is a lie. There's so much pressure out there to be a perfect mom, and it's so unrealistic. In social media and in real life, we're never going to be perfect, and that's okay. Social media only shows the highlights. Over here in this corner that you can't see, I have a pile of clean laundry that I have not folded in a couple days, probably a week, that I need to put up. But you're only seeing what I'm letting you see. You don't see me trying to clean my house with a toddler, trying to keep a clean house with a toddler. It's just not gonna work, honey. Cleaning your house with a toddler is like brushing your teeth while you're eating Oreos. It's just not a good mix, and my dentist would agree. Real motherhood is messy. It's unpredictable. Even exhausting at times. A lot of the times in this toddler world. Can I get an amen? A sip will do. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be present. And it's to be loving. Piggybacking off of perfection, mom guilt is one of the hardest things about being a mother. Not only the mom guilt that we get from others, but the mom guilt that we give to ourselves. And it sneaks up over the smallest of things. Like, is my child walking when they're supposed to be walking, or crawling when they should be crawling? When Sally Sue and her son Ben is doing it at 8 months and my son is 12 months and he hasn't started to do it? Is my child playing independently enough? Or am I playing one-on-one enough with my child? Am I enough? Am I enough? Am I doing this enough? It is endless. it's so important to give yourself some grace and permission to learn as you go. So my next 2 points kind of go hand in hand, and my note says, your identity will shift, but you're still you. I think that is so incredibly important because motherhood can be all-consuming, and it changes you in ways that you would never expect. You love more, you worry more, and this little being now you constantly put first. And since you're constantly putting someone else first, I think it's so easy to lose that part of us, of who we were before we became a mom. And it's not a lie to say that you're going to change once you become a mother, because you definitely will. But I think it's important to nurture that new part of you and who you are outside of motherhood. So that brings me into my next topic of taking care of yourself is not selfish. You cannot pour from an empty cup. I used to think that giving my daughter everything would mean that I'm a good mom. And I don't mean like things like physical things like toys, you know, stuff like that. I'm talking about like everything I have to give, like all of me. But I've learned that my patience and my energy is so much stronger when I just take that little bit of time to replenish myself, to take care of myself, whether that be getting up a little bit early or making sure you take off your makeup at night. It's just so important to take care of ourselves because, like I said before, you can't pour from an empty cup. My SD card just got full, so if the camera angle changed a little bit, I'm sorry. Also, can we talk about privacy? Because we don't know we're in this house. And that might be one of the obvious ones, like, duh, you have a child, like, you don't have no privacy anymore, but I can't even go to the bathroom alone in my house anymore. I have a personal audience, sometimes even a standing ovation, and I appreciate that, I really do, but sometimes I just need a breather. So those are some of the things that I've learned so far about being a mother, and it seems to have an overall theme of you're never gonna do it perfectly. And we're all just moms out here doing things differently, and that's okay because we are each individual, unique people raising each individual, unique babies. Also, I quickly just wanted to mention that if you are a mom in the thick of it right now, I just wanted you to know that I see you. I know how heavy things can feel sometimes, the constant to-do list, the sleepless nights, the constant demands from these tiny little beings can really wear you down. On those days where everything feels impossible and you're just not doing everything good enough, I just want to let you know that you are enough and that God appointed you to be your child's mother because you are the best mother for your child. You were never meant to do this perfectly. You're only meant to do this with your love, your patience, even when it wears thin, and the deep care that only you can give your child. Because I promise you, even on the days where you feel like you're failing, you are still your child's safest place. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to need a break and want to take some time to yourself. It's okay to cry. So if no one's told you today you were doing an incredible job, you are raising a whole human being, and that is no easy feat. So just try to take one day at a time, one moment at a time, and you will get through. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my real talk with T, and let me know in the comments below what topic we should discuss next. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you did. Bye.